Good morning, students. Welcome to Organic Reaction Mechanism class. From previous class, we are discussing about free radical reactions. From previous class, we are discussing about free radical reactions. Okay? In this class, you are learning about reactivity of substrate in free radical reactions. Okay, so reactivity of substrate in free radical reactions. That means how different types of substrates are reacted in free radicals. So you are learning about how different types of substrates are reacted in free radical reactions. Okay, in this, how aliphatic substrates are reacted and how alkenes are reacted in free radical reactions and how alkyl side chain in aromatic ring reacted and how alkyl substrates when containing electron withdrawing groups are reacted and how aromatic substrate is reacted. So these are learned by you in this class. So what are the subtopics? Reactivity of aliphatic substrates in free radical reactions and reactivity of alkenes and reactivity of alkyl side chain in aromatic rings. Reactivity of alkyl substrates containing electron withdrawing groups. Reactivity of aromatic compounds. These are the 5 subtopics learned by you in this class. Okay, basically how substrate are reacted. In free radical reactions, we must know about the free radical reaction mechanism. So, first of all, we have an idea on free radical reaction mechanism. For every free radical reactions, there are 3 steps. There are 3 steps. Step 1 is initiation. That means generation of free radical from substrate. Okay, initiation step is the first step. That means generation of free radical from the first step. Okay, second one is propagation step and third one is the termination step. These are the 3 steps involved in free radical reaction mechanism. Out of these 3 steps, initiation step is most important step. So for a free radical reaction, generation of free radical from substrate is more important. So this step decides the reaction. Okay. For generation of free radical from substrate, there are 2 possibilities. For example, if we take ethane and it reacts with chlorine, molecular chlorine in presence of light, what is happening in the first step? In the first step, chlorine molecule absorbs light energy and produces 2 chlorine free radicals by homolytic cleavage. This chlorine free radical reacts with ethane in 2 ways. The first one is abstraction of hydrogen. So, to react chlorine free radical with ethane, there are 2 possibilities. The first possibility is abstraction of hydrogen from ethane. That means abstraction step. And the second possibility is attack on carbon atom by homolytic cleavage of CH bond. Okay, there are two possibilities. First one is abstraction of hydrogen from ethane, and this is the first possibility, and attack of chlorine free radical on carbon to form ethyl chloride. So these are the two possibilities. If the chlorine atom is abstracts this hydrogen atom, then it is an exothermic reaction. That means it releases 3 kilocalories of energy to the system. So this is an exothermic reaction. And if the chlorine radical attacks on chlorine atom, this is an endothermic reaction. That means it requires 18 kilocalories energy from the system. That means we can give the energy from the outside. So this is due to steric hindrance. If the chlorine atom is attacks on the carbon atom, this is an tetravalent carbon atom. So this carbon contains 4 different atoms or groups. Hence this carbon is in steric hindrance. So this requires, that means chlorine attack on carbon requires high energy. However, abstraction of hydrogen is a very favorable reaction. So it is an exothermic reaction, and always abstraction of monovalent atom from substrate is occur in initiation step. Okay, so in the initiation step, always what is done by free radical? So always abstraction of atom. Which atom? Monovalent atom is abstracted from the substrate, because monovalent atom have less steric hindrance. Hence in the initiation step, always abstraction of monovalent atom is done. So monovalent means in organic chemistry, abstraction of hydrogen or abstraction of halogen is done by the free radical. Okay, this is the predominant step. Hence, once abstraction is done by this free radical, substrate is converted into a free radical. Okay, so the reactivity of substrate depends on the stability of free radical generated by the substrate. Okay, so reactivity of substrate depends on the reaction intermediate, that means free radical stability, which is produced by initiation step. Okay, so let us discuss about reactivity of aliphatic substrate. So if the substrate is aliphatic, that means it contains primary, secondary and tertiary carbons, which hydrogen, that means primary hydrogen or secondary or tertiary hydrogen will abstract. That is the question. Okay, so if the substrate contains tertiary carbon and the chlorine radical abstracts the tertiary hydrogen, then it forms tertiary carbon free radical. Similarly, if the secondary hydrogen is abstracted, then it produces secondary carbon free radical. Similarly, primary and methyl free radicals. We are already know that tertiary free radicals are always more stable than secondary free radical. Okay, secondary free radical is more stable than primary free radical, and it is more stable than methyl free radical. Hence, if a substrate contains tertiary and secondary both hydrogens, then the free radical, okay, which is produced from the peroxide or in presence of light, abstracts tertiary hydrogen predominantly, because it produces tertiary carbon free radical, which is more stable. Okay, so from this, if the substrate contains primary, secondary, tertiary and methyl hydrogens, then the abstraction of tertiary hydrogen is predominant. Okay, tertiary hydrogen is predominant. If case there are no tertiary hydrogens, then secondary hydrogen is abstracted. Okay, if there are no tertiary hydrogens and secondary hydrogens, then only primary hydrogen is abstracted. Okay, this depends on the stability of carbon free radical which is formed after abstraction step. Okay, so this is the reactivity of aliphatic substrate. For example, if we take 2-methylbutane, it contains one primary carbon and one secondary carbon and one tertiary carbon, and all these carbons have hydrogen atoms. Okay, so primary hydrogen, secondary hydrogens and tertiary hydrogens, all type of hydrogens are present in 2-methylbutane. So which hydrogen is abstracted from this substrate? So according to the free radical stability, tertiary free radical is more stable. Hence, this chlorine atom abstracts hydrogen from this tertiary carbon, produces tertiary carbon free radical. Okay. This free radical reacts with another molecule of chlorine atom and it cleaves this chlorine molecule homolytically to form 2-methyl 2-chlorobutane. 2-methyl 2-chlorobutane. This is the final product. Okay. Next, reactivity of alkene substrate. Reactivity of alkene substrate. When alkenes are treated with halogens, for example chlorine, bromine, iodine, okay, whatever it may be, when alkenes are, that means double bonded compounds, unsaturated compounds are treated with chlorine or bromine, it undergo addition reaction to produce a saturated product. Okay, so in general, when alkenes, that means unsaturated compounds are treated with chlorine or bromine molecules, it produces a saturated product by addition reaction. However, when this reaction is carried out in presence of light, it forms substituted product instead of addition product. Okay, that means the reaction is a substitution reaction instead of addition reaction. Okay, so if the alkene substrate is treated with chlorine or bromine in presence of light, okay, it gives a substituted product at allyl position. Okay, so the chlorine atom abstracts the hydrogen atom from allyl carbon and finally produces allyl substituted product. Okay, so if we take alkenes as substrate, instead of addition reaction, substitution reaction takes place, and this substitution predominantly takes place at allyl position. Okay, so the substitution does not takes place at vinyl position or any other position. The substitution takes place at allyl position. Hence, allyl halides are produced. Allyl halides are produced as final product. This is due to allyl free radical is more stable than vinyl free radical. So next one is reactivity of alkyl side chains in aromatic ring. That means if the aromatic ring contains an aliphatic side chain, how it will react. Okay, so if the aromatic ring contains a side chain, always the alpha carbon to the aromatic ring produces free radical. Okay, that means the chlorine free radical, okay, abstracts always alpha hydrogen, which is alpha to the aromatic ring. Okay, alpha hydrogen to the aromatic ring is abstracted. Hence it produces a carbon free radical which is alpha to the aromatic ring, that is benzyl free radical. Benzyl free radical, because the benzyl free radical is stabilized by resonance. Okay, once free radical, benzyl free radical is produced from the substrate, then it is stabilized by resonance structures. Okay, all we are know that which compounds is stabilized by resonance, which is more stable. Hence, if the aromatic ring contains side chain and having number of carbons with hydrogens, predominantly the alpha hydrogen to the aromatic ring is abstracted by free radical to produce benzyl free radical. Okay. For example, if you take ethyl benzene, which is treated with chlorine, molecular chlorine in presence of HNO, there is a possibility to form two products. Okay, the first one is abstraction of hydrogen from the alpha carbon and produces benzyl free radical, and abstraction of beta hydrogen from beta carbon to produce this product. So if alpha hydrogen is abstracted, benzyl free radical is formed and it is stabilized by resonance. And if the chlorine atom abstracts the hydrogen from beta carbon, then it produces phenyl ethyl free radical, phenyl ethyl free radical, which is not stabilized by resonance. Hence, this step does not take place. Okay, so this is the possibility to complete the reaction. Hence, the chlorine atom must substituted on alpha to the aromatic ring. Okay, the chlorine atom substituted at the carbon which is alpha to the carbon atom. Alpha to the aromatic ring. Next one, reactivity of alkyl substrates containing electron withdrawing group. So, if the substrate contains electron withdrawing groups, then how the reaction completes? So, electron withdrawing groups decreases the electron density on alpha carbon, okay, due to minus I effect. Electron withdrawing groups generally deactivates adjacent position, that means alpha carbon, due to the minus I effect. Okay. For example, if we take ZCH2CH3, which is an aliphatic substrate and contains a group Z. Okay, Z is an electron withdrawing group. Like NO2 group, cyanide group, aldehyde, carboxyl group, ester, thionyl chloride. Okay, some of the examples for electron withdrawing groups. Here ZD represents electron withdrawing group. If the aliphatic substrate contains electron withdrawing groups, it deactivates the alpha carbon by minus I effect. Hence, the beta carbon is predominantly produces carbon free radical. Okay. This is understood by taking an example. For example, propanoic acid is treated with molecular chlorine in presence of light. Okay, propanoic acid In this propanoic acid, carboxylic group is an electron withdrawing group, and this is the alpha carbon and this is the beta carbon. Okay, then what is happening in the first step? The molecular chlorine dissociates itself in presence of light to produce chlorine free radical. This chlorine free radical abstracts hydrogen from the substrate. Okay, so there is two possibilities to abstract hydrogen from the substrate. The first possibility is alpha hydrogen and the second possibility is beta hydrogen. Okay, for this substrate, the alpha carbon is attached with electron withdrawing group, hence this carbon is an electron deficient center. Okay, and chlorine free radical is an electron deficient center. This carbon, alpha carbon, is also electron deficient center. Hence, the chlorine free radical never abstracts a alpha hydrogen to produce alpha free radical. Hence, it abstracts beta hydrogen to produce this product. Okay, that means when we treated propanoic acid with chlorine in presence of light or in presence of peroxides, it produces beta chloropropanoic acid predominantly. It produces beta chloropropanoic acid as major product instead of alpha chloropropanoic acid. Okay. The last one is reactivity in aromatic substrates. Free radical substitution at an aromatic carbon takes place by the abstraction of hydrogen to give aryl free radical. So, if the substrate is aromatic compound, okay, then what will happen? So, if the substrate is aromatic substrate, then free radical produced from this chlorine atom abstracts aromatic hydrogen, results in the formation of phenyl radical. Okay. So, in free radical reactions, if the substrate is aromatic ring, then the reaction intermediate is phenyl radical. So, this decides the reactivity of the substrate. So, electron releasing groups and electron withdrawing groups, both groups activates ortho and para positions in benzene ring. So, here the reaction intermediate is a carbon free radical which is a neutral reaction intermediate, and hence the electron releasing groups and electron withdrawing groups, both groups are activates ortho and para position. So, in general, aromatic electrophilic substitutions, electron releasing groups activates ortho and para position, but electron withdrawing groups activates meta position. Okay, in electrophilic substitution reactions. But in aromatic free radical substitution reactions, both electron releasing groups and electron withdrawing groups both are activates ortho and para positions, because the intermediate is free radical, which is a neutral intermediate. Okay, if the out of these ortho and para positions, ortho position is more predominant to attack or to abstract. Okay, so out of ortho and para both positions, ortho position is more predominant for abstraction step. Okay, whenever this ortho position is blocked by steric factor, that means if the bulky groups are present in this position, then ortho position is blocked and para position is more predominant. That means in general, ortho position is more predominant than para position. Ortho position is more predominant than para position. But whenever bulky groups are present adjacent to the ortho position, this ortho position is blocked by steric factors. Hence, para position is more predominant. Okay, para position is more predominant. That means when we take aniline as substrate and which is treated with chlorine molecule in presence of light or any organic peroxide, then it gives orthochloroaniline. Okay. Instead of this, if we take acetonylide as substrate and which is treated with the same chlorine molecule in presence of light or organic peroxide, it produces parachloroacetonylide. This is due to in acetonylide the ortho position is blocked by this large group. Okay, this large group will create steric hindrance and blocks the ortho position. Hence, the hydrogen at para position is abstracted by chlorine atom, results in the formation of parachloroacetonylide. So, this is about reactivity of substrate in free radical reactions. Reactivity of substrate in free radical reactions. So, now, just recall that what you learn in this class is reactivity of substrate in reactivity of substrate in free radical reactions. In this, you are learned about reactivity of aliphatic substrate, reactivity of alkene substrate, that means unsaturated substrate, and reactivity of alkyl side chain in aromatic rings, and reactivity of alkyl substrates containing electron withdrawing groups, and finally you learned about reactivity of aromatic substrates. Okay, so now you will write an assignment for this topic for better understanding. The question is, explain the reactivity of substrate in free radical reactions. Thank you.